of things. I finished a really intensive summer teaching program that I've been working in today, and so I've been really weepy because of it, excited to say goodbye to all the students, and so I apologize if I'm weepy when I read these poems. Also, you know you're getting old when you're giving a poetry reading and you don't first go to the bar. So. Like, I better have some protein, you know? Not a whiskey. So this first poem, it sort of came about when I was jogging a lot in the spring. And I was writing a lot of poems for the first time in a couple of years since the birth of my son about 2.5 years ago. And I was having one of those ridiculous moments where I thought to myself, like, when I finally publish my book, you know, and I'm doing the interview circuit, you know, what am I going to talk about? So as that was happening, I was also listening to Springsteen. And so this poem came about from that. It's called Applause, Applause, or I Talked with Terry Gross from the Lonely Studio in I was reading Wolf Hall at the time. Well, I love Springsteen because he's obsessed with that vanishing point. I thought again, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. When people asked me what I loved about it, I couldn't tell them. Of course, Thomas Cromwell is a great silver-tongued bear you can't get out of for getting in. It's like great sex, or the desire to have great sex, which is so often better than the sex. And the thing is, you can't live like that all the time, you know, getting yourself into a state. Slipping in and out of tapestries and prehistory unnoticed. And you thought it was a true thing, a valid thing that happened, that was long ago put to bed, but it is, in fact, a creation of language. For so long, I was obsessed with being finished, after something, some ultimate final knowledge, a philosopher's stone, a memory trick. How can you be the thing that leaves my tongue and also have a tongue? Except that it seemed to me that Thomas Cromwell, who is not, who long ago lost his broad-skulled head by the hand that for so long fed it. In this way, I imagine words as things. She opens her mouth and releases a million other tiny bears with silver tongues. Well, Thomas Cromwell was a living creature, a system, like a perfectly orchestrated symphony that delights the ear and lies alongside the pretend queen he helped get there. And by there, I mean, yes, the throne of England, and yes, also headless on the underside of the floorboards of St. Peter ad Vincula. And to that compression, because so often his music is just bad, wretchedly bad. It was like everything had to end in a T sound. Try it, do, say 8, and let your tongue bounce off your top teeth. Language is a great system, so full of itself. And in this way, he became obsessed with keeping track. And I'll probably have to leave the state when this airs. As such, the truth is there, either hiding in the notes or just out beyond it. So much dust with great chests of drawers, and each one carefully marked. Feel it, you're done. Saying words that end otherwise is anguish. But when it's good, God, a quivering mess, like neuropathy of language. Who has for so long been. And as I read, I thought, but Springsteen says it's possible. But now, take heart. You've identified the system again for what it is. But it's true, so to speak, that drum roll in Thunder Road. Little ants have skittered on your tongue just before the instrumental, but nothing's there. All of this is possible. Let's go up in flames. Short prose poem. I never wrote prose poems ever, and I've been doing it for the first time. And it's a really interesting experiment for me, anyway, and I hope for you. So this is a short one called The Sight of a Single Cardinal. My mother believes each December snow is a gift from her dead father, a frozen, flaky Christmas card. It is difficult to yank a metaphor from the earth's finite range for snowflakes, which look only like themselves and are not, as we are, a whole cut from halves. Having never had a single moment of faith in anything but myself, and having lost even that in the same innumerable, unique ways the sky makes snowflakes, I usually rolled my eyes at my mother's claims and was surprised when, pregnant, I discovered a trinity in my unborn, kicking son, who was both his father and myself, and entirely himself at once. 3 in 1 and 1 in 3. A kind of endless rubber banding logic, not unlike the way that cells divide. Except except that they do not return to form, but carry on dividing until death, at which point the cells of your cells might do a miraculous thing, and picture your dead feet dancing on top of the sky, making it snow, loosing the imminent crystals from their firm place in the firmament, like so many fixed and falling stars. This poem I just wrote 2 days ago, which I would never normally do that, but I'm trying to take risks.
Yeah.
People that know me are like, what are you talking about? That's all you do is take ridiculous risks. So anyway, I'm reading Nathan Englander's book of short stories, What We Talk About When We Talk About Anne Frank, which is about contemporary Judaism, and it's just an unbelievable book. And every time I finish one of the stories, I'm like, oh, now I need to write a poem. So I did. So this is tentatively titled After Reading Nathan Englander. A really creative title. What is old is not of necessity good, and what sounds beautiful isn't either. Imagine a world where, if you closed your eyes, movement was impossible. Imagine a woman with the audacity to speak, to fire a gun. What is read, what is heard, is almost never what we speak or write. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Once I, too, lived thousands of miles from home. And another time, I would never have made it back. I would never have left. In the time it took to come to this, my friend has become my lover once more. His head rests on my breast. His fingers move stealthily toward my inner thigh, still soft as a daughter of Jerusalem's. Many rivers cannot quench this longing to return to the source of our birth. We see time as a line. Events hang heavy as a drying quilt or skitter on the breeze like someone's weathered work shirt. My father's, his calloused palms, his purple nails, gone dead and hanging from the hammer's missed shot. Sometimes a woman's negligee tangles in the wind and drops, never to be heard from again. You lie, you filthy construct. No dinosaur, feathered or scaled, ever counted your days, ever counted a single thing. Whatever you are, your still language evades me. I can only make you hang, or line, or turn. Give way now, please, for another, for someone else. A newborn has no history. These fantasies delight me. In the time it took to come to this, dismiss it. The ice has melted in my glass. And what if that lightning in the distance is a firefight, a lesson taught but never learned, the vestige of some army, flashing mine, mine, a contract written in the stars, far off, flaming, faithless spheres will always tell you what you meant to